Good morning and welcome to Quilts and Coffee on March 24th. We're getting towards the end of the month. Can you believe it? March, of course, is National Quilting Month. So we've been kind of talking a little bit about different types of quiltings. And today we're going to talk about half square triangles. I don't know about you, but sometimes I struggle with, okay, what size do I need to have my triangle in order to make it so that it's nice and square. And some of the patterns will tell you, okay, cut it 7/8 of an inch larger than the finished size you want. So if you want a 2-inch finished square, you need to cut a 2 7/8 square. Now I took two of them and I cut them in half, and you just go diagonally across the corners, and then you sew them. And I did sew one. You can see that. I took the half and I sewed it there. And there you got your half square triangle. But, and this is a Bloc-loc ruler. This is happens to be the 2.5 inch. They come in 2.5, 3.5, 4.5, 5.5, 6.5, and I know 9.5. I'm not sure about in between there. But these work beautifully for trimming up your half square triangles. It's got this little lip in there that you can put your seam allowance in there so that it nestles right against there. And I don't know how good this one shows it because I left the plastic on, but you can kind of see I don't have it exactly at the 2.5. So what I like to do is cut my squares at 3 inches rather than the 2 7/8, and then trim it down with the Bloc-loc ruler so that you get your 2.5 finished, and then you've got a really nice square. Another way to do it is to draw a line across your, this happens to be a 3-inch square, I believe, and you draw your line on it, and then you sew on each side of your line. Now I sewed one there that it probably doesn't show real well, but if you put your line right against there, your 1/4 inch piecing line, and then you stitch it all the way down, and then you're going to cut it apart. And with these, this one is not quite so important, and oh no, I do have my ruler, cut it. You just put your ruler right along that line and cut it. And there you have two 2.5 inch squares. Now, like I said, I cut this one bigger, so I would take my Bloc-loc ruler and I'd line it up against the seam allowance, and then I'd trim that away so that you get your 2.5 inch square triangle, half square triangle. And you'd have two of them because you got 2 pieces of fabric. Now another way to make half square triangles with more is you take and you figure out the finished size you want. You add your 7/8, and then you have to double that, and that gives you the size of a bigger square that you need. You draw your lines, and I hope you can kind of see this. You draw it diagonally both ways for this, and you can see I've got a bigger square. This is going to make a half square triangle yet. So you can see, and on this one here, I actually have it sewn. I don't know if you could see it this way. I've got it sewn. I don't have it this way yet. And actually, I'm not even gonna, yeah, I do too have it sewn that way. Sorry, I didn't see it my direction. So you're gonna, again, take your ruler, and you're gonna go from corner to corner along that line, and you're going to cut it. Now I happen to have a rotating mat that you can just rotate it, and this one got a little bit out of whack, but you're going to cut it on the lines, like that, and then you are going to cut it so that you've got it straight up and down through the middle this way, and you're also going to do it this way. Now you can rotate the mat if you want. I just didn't do it this time. Okay? And then you have your half square triangles. Sorry, it doesn't want to come apart. Like this, you press it, use your 2.5 inch Bloc-loc, and you would have a perfect half square triangle, and you would have 8 of them out of that 1 square of fabric. So that is a great way to make half square triangles a little bit easier. I did some research yesterday, and you can actually make a bigger block with 16 half square triangles. I don't have the formula to figure that one out, so I didn't have a chance to do that. But anyway, to help you make your Bloc-loc or your squares, we have the friction pens, which are heat erase, and we have black, blue, and red. So you can use that kind of on any colors. If you happen to have a darker one, use the white or kind of a grayish color that is a heat erase also. We have several patterns that would use the half square triangles. This one here is a table runner, and it tells you inside how to do your half square triangles. Now this pattern actually does half square triangles a little bit different. This one you take a whole, I believe it's a 5 by 25 inch piece of fabric, and you mark every 5 inches, and then you draw diagonally on each square, and then so on the side of the line. This one here is another one that uses the half square triangle, and you'll find that in a lot of different patterns and stuff too. So we've got different patterns that will help you use the half square triangles, and like I said, we've got the Bloc-loc rulers. We've got some coming, and if you want them ordered, we can definitely order them for you. And let's see, if you happen to see Joe in the next couple of days, I believe it's his birthday tomorrow. Tell him happy birthday from us. And let's see, a week from tomorrow, the Minnesota Shop Hop starts. So if you are at all interested in doing that, come on in, get a passport, get the stamp, and get the block for it, and visit the other shops in Minnesota. You'll have a great time. All right, next week we will be talking about flying geese. So we'll see you then. Bye.